Alright, welcome back to the channel. I want to go over some automation. Last week we were looking at 5.1 mix down, and I want to show you this plugin that comes with Resolve that you can make your mix wider and do some automation into mono. So if you go down here under spatial, there's a stereo width tool here. And this lets you add some highs, do some diffusion, and basically automate from ultra wide to a mono mix. So you can use this on a bus, or you could use it on an individual track or clip to emphasize certain spots in the audio. So let's just show you what this sounds like as it currently sits. Collide. Man has but one choice. So let's rewind that part and we'll make it a little wider. Collide. Man has but one choice. So as you can see, it sounds pretty wide in the speakers when you do that. So what I wanted to do was automate this just to emphasize a couple spots, like when this line of dialogue hits, just push it into mono real quick. Collide. Okay, so if we want to automate on the bus here, you don't have to select it here, but we can make sure our automation's on. If you don't see it, right next to the playback menu here, you can turn automation on and off, and then you can open your parameters with this little gear icon and the automation. So we're going to write, and we're going to have touch be latch. So whenever you move a fader or a parameter, it will start to record. And when you stop the playback, it'll return to its last known position prior to the changes you made. And then you have to enable whatever you're going to automate here. And this will be plugins in this case. And you can do a preview pass too if you turn on this toggle and everything turns blue. I'm actually not going to write it in real time. What I'm going to do is choose plugins, stereo width, and we're going to turn width on and we'll get this gray line. And then I'll use the range tool by hitting R. And as long as this crosshair's up, you can shift and drag and it will choose that range for you. I'm going to hit Option and put a couple points in on this automation. So the green line means it's going to read it. We're going to drop it down to mono here. So you can see the width says 0. If we open this plugin up, Collide, you can see it automates to 0 and goes to straight mono during this line and then eases back in before these sound effects come. So let's hear what that sounds like. Clear the range and give a little pre-roll here. Where worlds. Gotta take it out of solo though. Where worlds collide. Man. And you can also change any of the other parameters you want. If you go down here, as you can see, we're on width, but underneath plugins, you get each of those parameters, the diffusion, the sparkle, the on and off. The stereo tool works pretty well though. And then one thing I did notice, if you click on this automation button here and you're on this parameter, it actually takes your bus away like you would do over here in the track index if you were hiding and disabling track view. If you go back to none and then you click off your automation, it actually still does it. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but maybe a bug in the new 19. So there it goes back on. Where worlds. And then if you did want to write your automation, there's a little automation icon on the track lane and optionally down here in your mixer window. So that means it's ready. And depending on whatever parameter you're going to change, let's go ahead and choose fader here and I'll disable the plugin. If we were going to go and start to write, it's on latch. Man. Worlds collide. So let's say we wanted to bring this line of dialogue down a little bit, select that range, choose this track, enable that automation, give it a little pre-roll. You can see your fader turns red. That means it's ready to record your automation move. And then we can hit play. Worlds collide. Collide. And now you can see we've got a minus 6.5 drop. If we go to fader level, you can see we wrote some automation here. And when I let go, you can see it ramps right back up. And you can also draw this with a pencil tool. If you didn't like how the move, if it was a little too jaggedy or something like that, you can choose this pencil and smooth that out. So let's say we wanted to go from here to here. It'll smooth. Accidentally clicked. Okay, let's review what that sounds like and keep an eye on this fader. And now that we're out of record mode, you can see it's green. So now it's going to read this automation and do that on its own. Worlds collide. that's how you can automate and enable all your controls and also use this stereo width tool, which I thought sounded pretty cool. All right. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video.